The only thing my husband has to do for us to stay a happy family is to be a good person, but he said his desire to tell teenagers online to go jump off a bridge is non-negotiable. This morning, my husband accidentally left the browser open on our laptop before he went to work. I go to work after him, so I usually hop on and do my own thing before I start my day. I couldn't help but notice one of his tabs was on Reddit, and I was truly disgusted at what I found. My husband is a troll, a really nasty troll. He leaves horribly mean comments to all kinds of people. They're filled with racist slurs and awful insults. He tears into fat people, ugly people, etc. He loves to troll around places like r/progresspics to discourage people. He sent PMs to call people names, and he calls women who post themselves sluts, whores, and cunts. I was horrified, completely horrified. My husband is a nice, gentle person who is supportive and kind. In our 9-year relationship, we fought 3 times total. I never thought this was a behavior he would take part in. But this is something else. It made me wonder what else he did on the internet, so I looked at the browser history and found him also harassing teenagers on Tumblr. He tells them to unalive themselves, calls cute girls ugly, fat, and stupid, etc. It horrifies me to think this is the man who could be raising our daughter with me in a few months. I understand trolling can be fun, we've all laughed at Ken M once or twice. But this goes far beyond what I ever imagined. I don't know how to look at him. I've lost all respect for the man I looked up to and admired. Good men don't tear each other down. Good people don't do that in general. I don't know what to do. I want to bring it up to him, but I don't know how to do it without him automatically getting defensive and spouting off the same lines you hear from people: get a thicker skin, the world isn't all kisses and rainbows, etc. Of course it isn't, but why contribute to it? Update 1. Hi all, sorry it's been a week, but I had a lot to process. I ended up confronting him about the issue very calmly over breakfast. I asked him flat out if he was harassing and bullying people online. He said yes and immediately withdrew. After telling him that I needed to know why, really why, and not just I don't know, he said he needed time to think about it. When he finally gave me his answer, I was disappointed. He said he trolled and bullied people because it was an outlet for him to relieve stress. He said he didn't view the people as real or what he was doing as anything other than a joke, and if it hurt feelings, those people have bigger problems, and it's not my fault. I told him that it wasn't acceptable behavior for an adult, and that he needed to stop it and find another way to express his frustrations that didn't involve hurting strangers. He said he would think about it. Unfortunately, he's still doing it. I saw it happening a few mornings back, and after he left, I looked again to see more comments and posts. I was disappointed. It is not a funny quirk to tell a child to off themselves. This was not the man I married, or so I thought, but I guess it is. I told him that we need to either go to counseling for this or start the separation process. I told him that I couldn't trust him to help raise a child if he speaks to strangers, children included, the way he does online. I let him know that I thought it was cowardly, pathetic, and that I had lost a lot of respect for him. I knew this would be abrasive and hurtful, and I don't like that I had to tell him that, but I cannot look at him the same way. We haven't had bedroom intimacy and have barely touched. I cannot see my husband as a loving, gentle man. I'm not afraid of him, but I am disgusted with his behavior. This is the sort of thing children do. I made an appointment for counseling for myself over this. Unfortunately, he told me that he wouldn't be going to counseling because there's nothing wrong with what he's doing and he deserves to have his alone time and release his emotions. Because I want to protect my child and myself, I have asked him to leave the house. He's staying with some friends, but I don't think this will lead to a reconciliation. I'd hoped this story would have gone another way. Update 2. So as you can see, it has been 6 months since this all started unfolding. Since then, I gave birth to my beautiful daughter. She is the light of my life, and she is one of the easiest babies I've ever been around. After 1 month of being apart, he contacted me and asked if I would still be willing to enter into counseling regarding our situation. Of course, after being together for so long and us having a child, and my belief that marriage is not something to be taken lightly, I jumped at this. In counseling, it was revealed that he was doing a lot more than I knew about. He was heavily involved in bullying people all over the internet. He said that this was his stress relief and that if people can't take it, then it's their problem, not his. He admitted to being involved in taking pictures of fat women and posting them on Reddit, taking them from Tumblr, etc. In general, it was all worse than I had originally known. He moved to individual therapy as well, while still not living at home and thus not meeting elsewhere. He started to put his efforts elsewhere and picked up a few new hobbies to release his tension. He then decided that he would stop, and we slowly merged our family together again. I was feeling happy, ecstatic really, that my daughter would have the life she deserved. Unfortunately, he's still at it. After 3 weeks of being together and our lives seeming normal, I discovered from his friend that he was still harassing and bullying teenagers, fat women, etc. I have reason to believe that he is one of the individuals who bullied Leila Alcorn, as well as a few other trans teenagers. It broke my heart and solidified my decision. I tried to have one more counseling session to really get through to him, but he defended his actions as just the internet and not a big deal. As of February, I filed for divorce. It broke my heart, and I wish there had been another way. But that's the end of this story. I can't be in a marriage with someone who is so cruel to children. I just can't. My daughter and I are moving to a smaller house, closer to my family. She will be raised around many, many people who already love her.